Hello. Welcome to this video, which talks about the unseen benefits of face-to-face fundraising. And hopefully we'll answer some questions that you might have about, is the role of a face-to-face fundraiser really worth it? You'll have heard a lot so far about work-life balance and that it's a major benefit to being a fundraiser. But I'm here today to talk about the true benefit that charities see thanks to face-to-face fundraising. First of all, a quick introduction. My name's Ross, and I set up and manage the lottery for the charity Sue Ryder. And for the last 13 years, I've seen firsthand the benefit that face-to-face fundraisers give to charities. So I've put this video together to give you the nudge that you might need to give fundraising a try. As without fundraisers like you, charities would be a much worse place. They'd be delivering less care and they'd be helping fewer people. Without fundraisers like you, the lottery that I set up for Sue Ryder, it wouldn't have delivered over £15 million worth of donations. It now brings in over £2.5 million every single year. That's around 10% of the charity's fundraising income. But this video, it's not just going to be about the income that you will raise. It's about how fundraisers like you become charity ambassadors, spreading the word of the charity and enhancing support through each and every interaction. This video is going to be about the donors that you will bring into the charities. These donors are the lifeblood of the charities. And through genuine, warm, positive interactions, the people that you will talk to will be there for these charities for years to come. Now, I'm going to relate everything here to my experience and the facts and the figures that I know about. But this logic, it can be applied to any charity, large or small. Well, first of all, I want to talk about why face-to-face is a great option for charities. I want to talk about the other options for fundraising, and then you can make a decision of whether face-to-face is right for you. So I'm going to talk about how charities recruit their donors, and I want to find out, is it really worthwhile? So many charities will use things like direct marketing to be able to advertise to their supporters. They can use advertising. They can use social media. And what we also see is that people will use TV. So when we talk about direct marketing, this is sending things through the post. This can be to people that the charity has on their database, or sending a mail drop to every household in a certain postcode area. Then there's the advertising, which is, as we all know, placing adverts, and that can be in newspapers, on buses, street advertising, radio, magazines, things like that. Social media. So that's platforms like Facebook, and they're increasingly being used by charities to pay for their adverts to be placed, and then also on other online pages that will send traffic from the advert to their websites. And I'm sure that you'll have all seen TV adverts from charities asking for their viewers' support to an international crisis. But charities are also now have their own lottery TV adverts as well. All of these ways of recruiting donors can generate support. And for some of these charities, it can be beneficial. However, with all of these advertising methods, you've got zero guarantee that a donor will sign up to support. It's theoretically possible that you could spend tens of thousands of pounds on recruiting zero donors. So I'm going to talk to you now about those 4 areas and the guarantees that you have, and then compare that to face-to-face. So there is no guarantee with direct marketing, advertising, social media, or television advertising There is no guarantee that what you spend will recruit any donors whatsoever. However, with face-to-face, charities only pay for positive results. Essentially, they pay when a donor signs up. Other ways of recruiting donors, they give you no guarantee on the quality of that donor and how long they will donate for. These donors could cancel a few weeks later, but the charity still has to pay the costs for that promotional activity. With face-to-face, charities get guarantees from the agencies that they are only paying for quality donors. For example, if a donor cancels within an agreed time frame, the charity get their investment back. Now, I've seen firsthand when reviewing the data how donors who sign up online can donate for half the amount of time as the donors who signed up through a genuine, lovely face-to-face interaction. So that quality guarantee makes face-to-face a real standout performer. With other ways of recruiting, not only can you have high costs, such as filming a TV advert, which might cost you £70,000, but the volume of new donors is never guaranteed, as we've just said. And that can mean that there is no guarantee of what the cost per new donor will be for that type of fundraising activity. You can have really low response rates for a marketing campaign that you do, but you've still had those costs. So therefore, your cost per donor can be quite high. With face-to-face, however, there are set costs per new donor. A charity can allocate an exact amount of money and know, plan and budget for the exact amount of donors that they will recruit. That means they know how much each donor will cost them before they set out to recruit. If a charity wants to recruit at scale with guaranteed costs and a guaranteed quality to make sure that those donors are going to be there for several years to come, then face-to-face is the way to go. By using face-to-face, I was able to grow the Sue Ryder lottery from hundreds of weekly players to over 43,000 weekly players. That's £43,000 every single week that goes to the charity. And this is money they can depend on. Come rain or shine, it means that they can plan and invest that amount into their care. Around 95% of our new donors when I worked at Sue Ryder came through face-to-face, as the other channels just couldn't live up to the standards that we saw from our face-to-face teams. But there are many other benefits to charities when you represent them as a face-to-face fundraiser, ones which you might never see. The donors that I brought into the Sue Ryder lottery went on to generate an additional £4.6 million of non-lottery gifts. So these were donors that were brought in by a fundraiser like you can see on screen, who spoke to them about the lovely work that the charity does. And their first interaction with the charity was because of us signing them up on their door. And they went on to donate one-off gifts, sponsorship. They volunteered their time. And actually, we had a significant portion of people deciding to leave a gift in their will because of this first interaction with someone who signed them up to be a lottery player. It's a fact. Lottery players and regular givers are not only essential for their regular gifts, but are a source of support for every aspect of the charity. And as a face-to-face fundraiser, you will be making more of a difference than you can possibly believe. Charities need people like you. Now, so far, I've talked about why face-to-face is a great avenue for the charity and the money that you would be able to raise in comparison to other ways that a charity can promote their products. However, there's something else. Something just as big as the income that you will generate. but it's something that's really hard to quantify. It's something that other forms of recruitment, in fact, other areas of the charities fundraising simply cannot match. Face-to-face fundraisers are charity ambassadors, delivering heartfelt messaging about the cause to hundreds of people every single week. There are no other forms of fundraising that are dedicated to having so many warm, genuine, lovely conversations about the need of the charity. Charity shops will speak with thousands of people every single week, but a lot of these conversations can be quite transactional at the till. Fundraisers that are employed directly by the charities will deliver talks and presentations, but nothing matches the number of one-on-one conversations that you will have as a fundraiser. And for me, this is where the beauty of face-to-face lies. Looking at this from the charity's perspective, not only are people going to say yes and sign up to support, but the hidden gem is that you can bring as many positives to the charity with the people who say, no, I don't want to support right now. Thank you very much. So if someone says no, we don't sign them up. We don't try and persuade them. We don't pressure or guilt people into changing their mind. I can tell you from the charity side, this causes complaints, distress, and to be honest, it's a guarantee that a donor will cancel. A no means no, not right now. However, for the charity, this doesn't mean no, I will never give to you. At Sue Ryder, we heard all the time that people simply didn't want to give their details away to a face-to-face fundraiser. But the genuine, caring, passionate conversation that fundraiser had at their door about the charity, informing the supporter about what the charity does, it made that person go and donate later on online, maybe visit a charity shop, or in fact, possibly even sign up to another face-to-face fundraiser for the same charity the next time that they saw them, either knocking on their door again in several months' time, or at a supermarket just by a chance meeting. We'd really made them think about the cause and the benefit that they can make to a charity's work. That only comes from amazing, passionate fundraisers like you've seen on screen. They leave every single person they speak to with a positive, a reason to want to support the charity in the future. We'll never know what these people go on to donate, but anecdotal stories of people leaving their gifts in wills because of a conversation, a chance conversation on their doorstep from a fundraiser like you, these things do happen. We hear about these stories all the time in the charity. So now imagine the number of other donors who maybe said no, but who had a lovely, genuine conversation with you about the need of the charity. How many of those will go on in the future to donate in many various ways? Some of those people may go on and need the charity's support and care, and will only know of that service because you told them about it at their door. Every no that you will receive on a door is a potential future supporter. And they only have that potential because you spoke to them. You should be proud every time someone says no. This is a touch point for the charity. It's one step closer to them supporting us in the future, and that's all because of you. So ask me again if the job of a face-to-face fundraiser is really worthwhile. Ask me again if the millions of pounds that you can raise for charities is worthwhile. Ask me again if the positive, brand-enhancing, wonderful conversations that you can have about a charity's work are worthwhile. Ask me again. I'm going to tell you yes every single time. Thank you for listening to me, and I hope that you go on to decide that a career in face-to-face fundraising is for you. That you can go on and support charities do their work across the whole country. Charities need people like you. Thank you, and good luck in the future.